And I was like, there's no HR up here. They go, that is the HR. And I was like, dun, dun, dun. It was like, oh, that's so fucked.
That's how it is. Here we go. Once upon a groove on an old soul tune. I watch the pin move to shape the breakthrough. Who makes moves, maneuver in the right direction? The rest of you get left behind and messed up in this session. I'm not trying to make a difference. Maybe some pocket change.
Hey everyone, welcome to Drunkcast Live.
Hey!
I'm Travis.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
We're a podcast called Drunkcast Live. We like to have some beers and drinks at a place called Don's Depot and all over the world. Whoever will take us.
If you'll have us.
Yeah, and talk about the things that have happened over the week with cool people. Got Adam McWater's coming back.
Yo.
Captain of B Team, our Beard and Luck Dragon.
I am.
Lovely man. And
I love you too.
I'm glad you love me. It makes this next bit a lot easier. Your replacement is Matt Lauer.
Hey-ho.
Matt Lauer, come back to the show, dude.
How's it going, man?
It's good to see you again.
Appreciate it.
A lot of things have happened in your life recently.
Yes.
Robbed a bank.
Robbed a bank.
Murdered someone before I came over here.
Did you? Who was it?
On the way over?
Is it
I don't
someone I
know.
know?
Stranger. We murder strangers, right?
Oh, for funsies, right?
And he's in such a daze right now. It's like,
Yeah, it is. It's, and I also had a small human being. Like, I didn't birth it myself, but,
No, sure.
yeah, my lady did.
Feels like at this point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well have.
Talk about your baby. Get that out of the way.
Oh, God. I don't know.
Let's take a break.
or be the good man.
Let's see if my photos play on audio.
Sure. just rub them here on me.
Pay attention, kids. This is science.
Yeah, so you guys had a kid.
Yeah, man.
You finally had your baby.
Baby daughter.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 weeks since we had her, and it's just been a fucking daze. So
Yep.
just perpetual non-sleepness.
Yeah.
That's
You've
it.
got a pretty much a good year or so before that starts leveling out.
Before I give
And
her
even
away?
then- yeah, before you
Okay.
really start finding darknet sites to sell her on.
Yeah, let it ripen a little bit on the vine.
They got to be able to stitch, man.
Gotta be able to snitch. I saw your Craigslist ad. It's like, fuck, I could almost give her away, but this one dude wants her to know how to stitch.
Shit. All right. What's sign language for stitch faster? Stitch faster, little one.
I think there's a Baby Einstein DVD for that.
How to make shoes.
Yeah. Listen to this traditional Chinese, this Meiji era, side Chinese music, and just stitch your little heart out. 3 weeks. What is the name of your child?
Emerson Reed.
Emerson Reed.
Yeah, that's her middle name, too.
Are you the whole thing?
Yeah,
Emerson Reed.
And then my last name, yeah.
Okay. All you.
All me. All day. We think it's mine.
Pretty sure.
Can I call her Emmy? Is that okay?
Yeah, Emmy's fine. M.
Em?
Yep. We call her M.
Would you get mad? Well, what are the other options you think she'll call herself and her?
Don't call her Yolanda. I'm not a big fan of Yolanda.
sure.
Yeah.
As my dad told me. I'm going to call her Yolanda. I was like, you're a fucking dildo.
Yeah, you are not invited to Christmas.
Why would he do that? That doesn't feel like hyperbole anymore.
Somehow he thinks that's a funny dad joke.
And call her Yolanda?
Yeah. It's like, cool. Funny, Dad.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
That's
Hilarious. Never call me again.
It's a freeing moment when you get to tell your own dad you're bad at dad jokes.
Right.
To
Fuck.
watch just that you can hear their heartbreak.
I find myself, and Adam, I don't know if this happened to you, but I find myself trying to make dad jokes. The other day, someone pissed me off in the car. I was like, she's being a real bee sting. I was like, what the fuck is happening to me?
No, you don't.
No,
Don't put that horse in the corral,
Oh,
man. Don't lock
God.
that gate. You're not going to have a good time with that. Just get
God.
ready to cuss around your kid.
Yeah, I went the opposite route, and I'm just
No,
like,
it's coming out naturally. I'm not trying to hide her from anything.
Beeswax.
It's like-
I know. You're a real bee sting.
in about 3 more weeks, you're going to find it difficult to have things like a television on because the child that can't roll, climb, or walk or do anything has somehow figured out how to turn the TV on and off.
Yeah.
And will continually do it
Yeah.
forever.
Forever.
Yeah, they want power. We just want power.
Which that's what my kid did, and now he's just very, he understands how to get to the internet. And I'm like, well, I can't protect you anymore.
Yeah.
So
Sorry. It's out the gate.
here's all the words here's where you shouldn't use them.
Right.
Sure.
But the rest of it, yes, you're fucked, man. Sorry.
The strange thing is the one word that she can't use is bee sting. So
So you're breaking your one rule.
that's right.
It's 2016. There are no rules.
That's
So
right.
yeah,
Yep.
best laid plans.
Hashtag free range baby.
Yes, you guys have a parenting style in mind yet? You can do free range, you can helicopter.
Free range.
Yeah?
It's free range. No.
Yep. All
We're and we have a lot of other friends who just had babies. We find out there's different styles when you're around them all too.
All
Me and
girls.
Candy are very
Jesus.
hands off.
Oh, okay.
Are you fed? Are you alive?
Yeah,
night.
I'm like, oh, she's over there.
Yeah.
She seems fine. Yeah, she's crying a little bit, but
Yeah.
she'll stop.
I mean, she's crying because I poked her with that stick to make sure she was alive. Like,
I poked her with a breathing stick.
Oh, you got the breathing stick. I'm really glad.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Amazon.
I was on the gift registry, so thank you for getting that for us, Travis.
Well, I mean, I just knew what would work in your heart. What works with you guys.
That's right.
very well.
I didn't really care for the dildo attachment to it, but thank you.
That costs extra. Can you give that back?
Well,
I thought it was an add-on.
I tried to ship it back. They said it had been used. They said the buyer, Travis Keldorf, had already used this stick.
Look, I have a certain kind of lifestyle. You know this about me. I'm just trying to share it with your child.
And that lifestyle is hand-me-down dildos.
That's right.
yeah.
Well, you
Gotta
know,
be prepared for.
the new bread maker. just re-gift that son of a bitch. You make one loaf of bread and you re-gift that son of a
Hand
bitch.
that down from generation to generation.
That's right.
Yeah. It was made of steel. You thought it was really weird, like old brass and steel.
That keeps the odor off.
Yeah. Oh, it's really
How very
hygienic.
steampunk of Travis. It
Well, yeah. In my fantasies,
has a gear in it.
in my fantasies, none of my sexual fantasies exist in a petroleum era. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. So yeah, baby talk. Good.
Man.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know why
she's
we don't get
good.
invited to those
Yeah.
power walk, stroller things with all those people.
No, man.
Our ideas are great. They can
Yeah.
really use them.
Yeah.
You're gonna have diapers though, right?
Yeah. So you do have enough diapers. Jesus. Thank you guys.
And this big crowd of people who were having kids, they all had girls, and there was all people like you, Matt, who
Never have killed
karma killed the beast.
Dude, like, it was like, and now we're gonna have like this roving band of sluts that roams the nation. They're all gonna have birthdays around the same day.
It's important to remember, or prepare for it.
Jesus. Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking scary girl gang.
It's a ton of bee stings
I'm
just
not-
walking around.
just a bunch
Yeah,
of bee
I can't-
stings with chains and
They're going to
apparently
be
a
called.
a
They're going to
poking
be called
stick.
the bee stings. Yeah.
Charlie and his angels.
Yep.
Can't wait to get stabbed in the kidney for jokes on the way to get the mail. It's your fucking
Like-
kid.
Get him. Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you guys. I really
man.
want to come check out the kid.
Yeah, man.
But I also want to do nothing. So
I
I fight that pretty
I
often.
hear you. What I find is like I don't care about people's kids at all.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
And then all of a sudden I had one. I'm like, everyone look at my pictures. But like,
Well, to be
and people
fair-
would post shit on Facebook. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give
And
a
now
fuck
you've
about your
become
baby.
that- you've
and now I'm
become
like,
that man.
look at this really cute picture of my baby.
to be fair, I kind of fell in love with your baby too. Like
That's good.
I was really excited about it. Like his kid, Adam's kid,
Sucks.
Fuck that kid. Dickbag, always stealing money in my wallet. Good at Minecraft though, right?
I taught him that.
Actually, Adam's like, I'm the one that's been stealing you for years. I just keep blaming on my kid.
No. It's him now. It was me before, but
Well, see, there was a little bit more endearing when it was just you. But,
No, I had to pass the torch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
father-son
holding that torch
bonding
forever.
activities.
yeah, I like it.
Learn how to build robots, steal money from Travis,
Is
falls
there,
asleep.
is there something you're excited about doing with the child? Because like you guys have been trying for a bit. You
Yeah.
finally had like this is a huge step. Like what's the next big disappointment for you when you get your child?
Oh man, count them.
Star date 111. No, honestly, it's all a fucking blur of confusion. We're just right now we're just kind of rambling through, figuring out how to keep that baby alive, and
Yeah.
and so like all the
Good
things
answer.
you think about that you're going to look forward to is all stuff that'll happen in the future. Like, I can't wait to take her to a planetarium and teach her about science. That's fucking 25 years in the future. Let's be
Yeah.
honest, the bee stings don't science.
Definitely not in 25 years. If you haven't done it at least once before then, like start them off at 3 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's all the stuff I would nerdily think that is going to be awesome to do. It
Sure,
will be,
sure.
but right now it's like it's just a blur.
How do you train them to try to be an accountant so they then go do the thing you want them to do?
Have them be
it takes-
babysat. Have them
it
be
takes-
babysat by the Wilhelms.
Yeah, okay.
It takes an astronomical amount of effort to actually steer them towards something you want them to be interested in.
Sure.
Right.
Basically,
That's
the
before they hate
beautiful
you.
part about where you're at right now, besides the fact that you'll never sleep again,
Yeah.
and you should get used to
Yep.
it. The beautiful part is coming to the realization that this brand new human that is your fault just doesn't know anything.
Right.
At all.
Yep.
Like, so just throw your expectations out the
the window.
fucking window.
Yeah, and that-
like,
that is
they're gonna
kind of
get into
unrealizing.
stuff that you're never gonna understand. Your knee's gonna start telling you when it rains. Like, you're just immediately eldered by that realization. So get to that as soon as possible.
I feel
Get
that's
through it.
impending. I do feel that. I feel the pressure of that crushing my soul.
Yeah.
pushing it down.
And it doesn't get better.
Given the future, what we know about future releases of movies, she's definitely going to at least be an Avengers or a Star Wars fan, like
To some degree, yeah.
without needing you to do anything.
That's right. That's good.
Because you don't have to be like, at that point, you're probably like, oh, I hate this, and she's like, oh, fucking sweet, Kylo Ren, he's my favorite.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you at least find some common ground in that.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like my soul in whole, what wasn't taken by my wife will then be taken by my child.
Yeah, you don't have one, man.
Yeah, like I feel like that check's in the mail. Like as soon as she gets her social security card, it's fucking over.
Remember me.
Yes.
Remember that guy Matt? Now he's the shadow of himself.
Remember he had passions? Before you came, before the prophecy was finally.
Yeah, before it was fulfilled. Queen Bee Sting was born.
I think you guys were video game players for a while. Like, Dylan played games, back
Once.
when pinballs came out.
Hey man,
originally.
Dragon's Lair was the shit.
Oh, sure.
Pinball's still pretty great.
But like, as people who play games, especially we like co-ops and stuff. Do you ever think like when you were thinking about kid, like was there ever a moment in your head where you're like, oh, I can't wait to play video games with this thing? Like before it was a girl, before it was a boy, before it was even a thing.
Yeah, like the idea is like to share the old museum of video games. Like,
Oh, not
let's
even
play
that.
through
Like, to, like,
I would love to do that.
Have efficient help, like someone who's probably better at it than you are.
Better
like,
at being a dad than me?
yes. What am I supposed to do? Seriously, I know you're two, but what the fuck?
No, I mean, there's a desire there to like want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well,
again, like you said, there's probably a chasm between
there's
how much you can push and your expectation. And
well, there's
what
that.
happens.
Also, like I did the old video games when he was younger, real simple Nintendo. Like he loved Mario for a while until he didn't, and
Yeah, of course.
Then he loved something else, and that's fine. Like yeah, fine. Get your own hobbies. Like do that, cultivate that. But now it's like we do play a lot of games. Well, not anymore. He's in trouble. But but when we did,
He's just got an
it was-
Xbox One and he's in trouble.
Oh yeah, he's been fucking up left and right, man. Got to earn it back.
Yep.
But now, like, it got to a point where it's kind of like, actually, no, son, I don't want to play any fucking video games at all. Period. Especially not with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't really say that, but
It breaks my heart.
it gets a little old because they're going to want to do stuff that is definitely like counter to the game.
Sure.
To no avail because you can't.
Oh, that's
and
true.
It's difficult to explain to them.
No, go left. No, not that left.
But no, I want to
Left.
ride the surfboard into the pit. Like,
Yeah.
That's how you die.
That's just like
Yeah.
that's just like Ben was telling me a story. Like, at least playing Tomb Raider, and like if one thing the new Tomb Raiders, which are great by the way,
Yeah.
the new Tomb Raider games have is the most horrific, terrible deaths ever.
Yeah, they
They are-
rebooted the series, and it's like younger Laura Croft, and the games are actually fun again, or whatever. And like, but there's these like cut scenes where like, most specifically, like you're in rapids are taking you down. You have to steer away from all the stuff that's trying to impale you or whatever. And if you get too close, it's this spikes the tree limbs through your
Right, and
face,
it's just the camera just
it breaks
follows
your
you.
heart, you know.
Yeah, and it's horrific.
But Elise
and Elise
loves
just like
it. She thinks it's the
starts
funniest
it
thing in
right
the whole
over
world.
and does the exact same thing
because he
again.
wants to see the
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah, again,
The
yeah.
thing is, I used to do that with battle chess. What's happened to these kids?
Oh, that was the point to Battle Chess. The
was the
point to
point.
Tomb Raider is to not get impaled by the tree.
This is true. This is true.
Like, or it's just like, some horrible thing would happen. And I'd just be like, "Oh my god, that's fucking terrible!" And Isaac would just be laughing, and I'm like, "What have I done?"
Raising a sociopath.
Yeah,
The making of a murderer.
yeah,
At least,
wonderful.
at least you're prepared for it. That's the most. I think that's the theme here.
Yeah, I've
Be
come
prepared
to
for it to be a
terms that-
sociopath that's going to.
Right.
I've come to terms it's going to be a while before it's a challenge to break his neck.
Well, all right. Baby talk.
Just kidding. I love it.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
And January 2nd, already working on a Father of the Year award.
It's a competitive market, man.
Got to start early. We have an extra day this year too, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Also, when they're super babies, you can say anything to them and realize that nothing matters. They can't.
Not according to the Scientologist.
According to the Scientologist.
Sure, but
Feet
this
get
just
all screwed up when you start cussing at your 6-year-old or 6-month-old. Excuse me.
yeah.
A fucking 6-day-old has Ingrams that are 6,000 years old.
Yeah.
Sorry, my baby was Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Right now, I really want to meet your baby.
Man, but watch out for when she's 16.
Yeah,
Oof.
Jesus. Spanish Inquisition is totally different.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that joke.
Respect or inspect?
Expect.
Oh, expect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't
there it was.
inspect that joke. I didn't have time. There's never enough time.
I didn't give that joke any spect.
Yes, no spect of any kind. Post spectrum. I'm excited for you guys, and I hope Katie's doing all right.
All right, enough of this baby shit. What are we talking about today?
Still talking about Katie.
On to baby shit.
I love-
Everyone, let's talk about baby shit.
Specifically about baby feces? No.
We already talked about that.
Well,
said that's
I don't want to go into it.
That's a way more action-packed event than feeding them, which is the worst.
Because it's so boring.
Especially if they wake you up at like 2 o'clock in the morning screaming and they're hungry and you're like, here's your food, and then they take for fucking ever.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, what the hell, man? I just gave you. Nobody in the world's going to do this shit for you later.
Or even better, dude, just like you're feeding them because they're fucking upset and they're hungry and you feed them and they go, huh.
Yeah.
And they just
Yeah.
throw up
And they
everything
have-
all
they
over
have-
your hands.
yeah, they have the audacity.
Like,
Yeah.
huh.
Yeah. You know
Fuck
how,
your
you know how
food.
much,
I'm hungry again.
Yeah.
how much effort went into this? You
Think the hubris.
The hubris.
yeah, hubris. Yeah.
Hubris that mindless baby has right now.
Maybe they can barely see colors.
Damn you, Quetzalcoatl. Damn you.
And your entitlement.
I think I'm gonna start calling her Cat now. That's my nickname. And
Don't fucking call her Yolanda. She was never a Yolanda.
what is? I don't even understand where that. Well, okay.
Yeah, we can't go into his
Look, yeah.
psychology.
No, I'll call your dad right now.
He calls me Yolanda. I'm that baby.
It's not. You were looking a little grumpy, so let's take a break. Let's see if we can get Matt a nap real quick, and we'll be right back.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break like
Your basis of a dad joke is that it at least has to be somewhat clever enough to groan at, instead of just saying "fuck you."
food or bam boom rock. We're here to rock you. It's like damn, what a vibe. Woo. I got my old soul shoes tripping on this deep groove.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey.
Segment 2, the fighting 2. No, the double deuce. Double deuce. Excuse me. I just like saying fighting. You know,
Yeah.
really
it
do.
flows
do.
pretty easily, and none of the other segments really hit me as hard as fighting 3. So it's just a countdown till the next segment. We're still here at Don's Depot in Austin, Texas, drinking some things with, of course, Dylan, Adam, hi, and Matt Lauer.
Yay.
Talking about babies. Baby talk is over. But I do want to ask you, what the hell happened during New Year's, guys? It's 2016. It's the year of the Trump.
That's right. I got a lot of flack for that. For that one.
You did.
I almost
It was
liked
a-
it until I
it
saw
was
the
a
Trump
joke.
comment.
It was a Chinese calendar joke. It had nothing to do with Trump. It was a Chinese calendar. joke.
Yes.
This is the year of the Trump. I even said, according to the Chinese calendar, it's the year of the Trump.
Of the Trump, not Trump.
I said the Trump.
the Trump. Like
But apparently nobody got the joke.
Yeah.
That joke put you on the 2016 Matt Lauer's People to Kill list.
I'm also apparently on the donors list too. So it's campaign emails all the time.
What
I get that
was-
from Hillary. I've never supported Hillary once.
They found you.
They must have.
It's actually to derail to that for a second. There was, I was going through my spam list just for fun because people still try to do the Nigerian president thing at
Yeah,
me, which is
yeah.
awesome. But
Well,
I
it's just bots now.
But I
doing
noticed
it.
that 100% of all DNC emails go directly to it because I hit spam on them so much because it literally was so much spam. It was inundated with, "Hey Travis, I don't know if you got 2 minutes, but." But
By the way, do you want a huge cock?
But
Yeah.
Ted Cruz, I believe in that. But Ted
That's a good
Cruz,
product.
Ted Cruz emails still come through somehow, which means that Google's algorithm is fucked up. Like, there's no way, whatever. And God, if you haven't read those emails, let me forward you some because they are delightful.
Are they?
No Netflix and chill because that was not true. But
Yeah.
So sad.
I know.
Well, did you sign up for that when he was going to give away a free gun?
I did, and then I unsubscribed.
Yeah.
You mean his
thought
gun
so.
for every child program?
No, he actually had a.
I know, I saw that.
He had a thing.
Was it AR-15? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, not a bad deal.
This is pretty good. Yeah, listen. Well, at that point, I hadn't listened to anything he said, and I was like, all right, so now I'm unsubscribed. Didn't win, fine, and then it just kept coming.
Yeah, man.
like a really bad movie, like a really
Yeah.
bad horror movie.
The Blob.
The Cruisinator.
You basically taunted him at Lake's Edge.
The melted Yankee candle at Lake's Edge. Troll 16. But yeah.
They're fun, huh?
Oh God.
Yeah.
They're just full of so much hate. I don't know how a person can be full of so much hate and still get out of bed in the morning. You know,
Yeah.
like you look up and say, "Oh man, today's going to be a great day because these reasons." Like
Maybe he just spews all that hate so he can get out of bed.
gets it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he's in bed like with his phone. He's typing like on the side. Like he's not even holding his phone up. It's like on the pillow. He can only use one finger. He's
Rolled
like,
over.
but as he types it out, he gets more and more pumped, and he's like, "Yeah. Today's going to be great." I don't remember anything I just said.
I see him like fucking Mason Verger from Hannibal. Like, you know what I mean? Like the decrepit fucking monster in a bed typing away like all this hate, and then he comes out like a normal man.
Oh, like, yeah, his
Well,
chamber.
maybe normal's
His
relative.
chamber opens up after they put like the plastic
The helmet
sheet over
on,
his
yeah.
face
Yeah.
to make him look like a human. Yeah. So we're
Well, that's the slightly too large flesh sack they put over his reptilian person.
That's right. Oh, that's right. They are reptiles.
Yeah, may as well.
Him and John
I don't know,
McCain calls
he looks
him.
kind of like melty, sort of doughy man baby
Yeah.
thing.
Like almost like the Rush Limbaugh costume. Kind of
actually-
like the kind of
Yeah.
like white, pale, doughy.
good one though.
he actually looks a little bit more taut in the rain. Have you noticed that?
Does he? Does he tighten up?
Because it shrinks a little bit. Yeah,
Tightens up.
when it gets cold. Yeah, he's in Denver and looking real like he looks like he's 20 years younger.
I need
Yeah.
to talk to a trainer, his trainer.
Well, I mean, first get all your skin replaced with hate, and then replace that hate with more skin, and then
Go to Denver.
Yeah,
I have the hate part. Where's the skin at?
I know a guy.
You know, guy. He trades it for dental work.
His name is Dylan's brother on Reddit. Yeah,
This guy lives in Hawaii. Amazing stuff with teeth.
hates it.
Flesh.amazon.com.
If I ever have to fake my own death, I got the dental part covered.
Yeah, you know at least the one line.
I know the one
Yeah.
guy who can save it.
Now these teeth are from Kansas. I know because reasons.
The nonchalant way, just like, here's some of his teeth. There's some more of his teeth. There's some, yeah, those are all his teeth. I promise.
I promise.
I'm a doctor. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
My
I don't even
kid's
know how
got
to lie.
soccer practice. All right, come on, get this fucking on.
Dylan gives a box of like all the baby teeth, all the wisdom teeth. It's like, why does this man's burial have every tooth this person ever had?
He was part
Well,
shark.
he was a shark.
Yeah.
My brother, the shark,
They called him Johnny Shark. I don't know why.
Johnny Tooth Rose.
Tooth Row Airport. Well, I got a shot in front of me. Wait,
too.
what happened to?
It's all right. I got left out.
Okay.
Out in the cold.
Let's take a quick shot to.
Cheers,
Jeez.
fellas.
To New Year's. To Trump.
Don't you talk about that, Dylan.
So I don't understand how. So there's a thing in the news the last 2 weeks or so about Trump being possibly banned from the UK.
Yeah.
Saw that.
I saw blurbs of it. I don't
It's a
understand.
petition. Right?
Yeah, there's a petition
Right.
like signed by 500,000 people, and then the person who's in charge of basically immigration, their
Yeah.
equivalent, didn't flat out say he's not allowed in the country, but basically gave a formal statement saying it's a privilege, not a right, to visit our country, and
Sure.
we don't tolerate people with who are
huge pieces of shit.
who we believe would be detrimental to our culture.
So he was Biebered, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Biebered.
Yeah. They
But
said,
effectively it was a-
sorry, not sorry.
It was a Canadian ban.
yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
But yeah, I read the press thing is basically it's like, yeah, we don't want pieces of shit in our country.
What would you say?
But we can't tell him he can't visit, but we really don't want him here.
So, would you say what are the two main roles of the president of the United States? Like one, I would say the chief of our military forces, right? He's the boss of the military forces, and isn't he also supposed to be semi-ambassador to the rest of the fucking world?
As that
he's-
turns out, yes.
He's
Let me check those data.
the person we elect to speak for all of us.
Right.
So yeah,
How can this bode well at all for people who are like Trump all the way, please, Trump, more Trump? To say
I
that,
need to put I need to put thoughts together better on the topic, but
Sure.
I've been watching lots of disparate opinions about Trump.
yeah,
Some people, like, I'll watch YouTube videos like on philosophy topics and whatnot, and obviously, like, they're like a couple of them are like very pro-Trump. They consider the guy like a genius, and I
This is
want to,
including Putin, by the way.
and I want to scream at them about it, but fine. All right, they have their own kind of libertarian thing going, and they're like, what it basically boils down to, as far as I can tell, is what Trump has going for him is that there's another one, The Nerd Writer, is a great channel. It usually does movies, and he'll just go through like interpreting it artistically and what you're not supposed to, like what you should be paying attention to and whatnot. And he brought up he had a whole thing a couple days ago about just how Trump speaks, like how he answers a question. And when you really look at that, you can start to pinpoint exactly why you shouldn't trust him.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean the
Because-
lying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
and, like,
besides lying, but the point is
The most
he is
sleazy form of lying.
he is exactly
Yeah.
he is a salesman.
Yeah. That's
He's
why.
always been a salesman.
That's when we make the joke when we start doing a Trump impression. It always starts with the most luxurious because it's like this Nissan Sentra 2 owners. Who gives a shit? It's the nicest car you've ever seen. Diamond plated something.
You would be a fucking fool
You'd
not
be
to.
an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
My
But-
daughter would have fucked me in this.
so
Which I would pay to
But
win.
on the
$10.
on the opposite side of that, like if you're aware of how to look for that shit and how to pay attention and how to avoid it, which let's face it, commercials work because most people aren't aware of how to do that.
Yeah.
It is marketing, it is salesmanship, but the biggest
Testimony by real people. Nope.
like
He's the reality TV of candidates, you know?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
a lot of people of the kind of RNC mind who are sort of lean toward the right, that's fucking refreshing for them because if you compare
Yeah.
the way he talks to how every
Yeah.
other politician
Yep.
ever
It's all
speaks,
scripted and
that's what
bullshit.
that's the first thing their knee-jerk reaction is going to be like, that's what I want.
Yep. I know
Yeah.
bullshit.
A straight
leader.
talker.
Yeah.
That's-
even though
Bully
he's not a
he
straight
doesn't know.
talker.
He doesn't know how to be a politician. Well, no, he knows to be a fucking salesman.
Yeah.
And
I would agree
that,
with that.
there is a real thing he's tapping into with the general discourse of bullshit that we've all been had to
Right.
deal with the past dozen or 15, 20 years in politics, where it is so formulaic, so scripted, so full of shit.
Yep.
And
His is just honest, full of
unfortunately,
shit.
he just has the balls to say, "I don't give a fuck," and people
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
"Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
give a fuck. Yeah, him, that guy." Like,
What's I was gonna say? Like,
And that's the banner. That's the reason why
Right.
that banner
his
wave's
banner's
so
like,
heavy.
he's saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
he's saying ignorant shit, and it just happens to
Yeah,
be part
which
of a
is in
populace that
fact
doesn't-
what you are
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Which you are right. You guys are all shitty people.
yeah. Well, you're right. He's saying the stuff that you're thinking, but you're not supposed to vote for that guy.
No.
You're supposed to vote for the person who actually makes things really happen.
We're the fucking most sense. God.
Yeah.
like-
Appreciate there's a person who's running
Yeah.
for office who actually is going to rattling the cages. Appreciate that.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's great.
Like Bernie Sanders.
And it's getting you fired up. Well, whatever side you're on. I'm saying for
no,
Trump's people.
of course.
But don't vote for that guy. Let that be a wake-up call. Go, oh, okay, there's actually things I want to have done. Let's get people who are actually qualified to do them into office and
Right.
kick out the
Right.
pieces of shit.
Right.
Not vote for, a carrot top.
And that was
When
the
you-
craziest fucking thing about politics has happened since fucking W. Like,
Well, these huge pendulum swings. have
Well,
happened,
he was
you know?
electable because everyone wanted to have a beer with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why he won.
At the very most, that's the guy you want to be commander in chief
the
of
least-
our armed
that's the
forces.
The guy
Like,
he can't even read. You know? Like, sure, that guy can't read is badass to hang out with the bar, you know? But do you really want him in
he
the
can
leader?
read, but he can't comprehend. You know, during 9/11,
Dude, it's a trick, bro. He mouths the words, pretending he's reading.
they
but
put
no-
peanut butter in his
Yeah,
mouth. Yeah.
He's
the Mr. Ed president.
Yeah, he's the horse. Yeah. He was the horse that could count. Supposedly.
Yeah.
Like,
Bullshit. I see your trainer tapping his foot.
Now I know the spot was running somewhere, but I don't know where. I'll read it later.
My people tell me.
yeah, I don't know. I just it's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah,
it
it
is,
is.
and it's finally like come. I've worked in marketing. Like I understand the tricks of the trade, and it's all terrible shit. And you can really tie any horrible thing that has ever occurred to humanity to marketing.
Oh yeah,
Like-
spin,
Yeah.
dude. Spin.
Yeah.
It's how you spin shit.
Exactly. And so I view this as a bad thing. Generally, it's too easy to use it for evil. It's way too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ask Hitler.
Yeah. he sold it as like, oh, look at that, starvation's down. There's not as many people. You know,
Well, the best of us have survived, right?
Yeah.
But there's I
Easy
think
there, Dylan.
There's lessons.
put the hats back away, Dylan, and you use those bed sheets. This isn't the pointy hat podcast we're going to do later.
Yeah, it's super disappointing, and no one's going to learn a lesson from it, and they should. Like, that should be something. Like, he might be saying what you're thinking because you never stop
You
to
never
ever
thought.
analyze yourself and what you're thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you just assume it's right, and he's not. He's a terrible human.
Yeah,
Like,
and the truth is, like, even though he's saying what middle America, and I say middle, fucking mid to lower, Jesus, gotta be, at least in the far cognition.
Yeah.
But he's also not really part of that class, like, right? Like, even
Exactly.
like,
It was-
he's-
close to
like
it.
he may be speaking to that
It was
population.
Bill Burr. It's Bill Burr talking about Hillary going to Bilderberg meetings and
Yeah.
whatnot. And he says,
Yeah.
"Yeah, she probably hooked up with a dude in a goat mask, and now she's in your state trying to relate to a truck driver."
Yeah,
like
she's
she
like, I
can't-
know what it's like to be on the road. You
Yeah,
know, it's like,
no, she can't. And
No.
it's just like the person who said, like, and somebody said during a Trump rally in an interview, and it was what I was waiting for, was somebody who said he was real successful in America, and that's how I want to be.
There
and
it
I was
is.
like,
Yeah.
There it is.
do you realize that that person is never going to fucking help you once?
Yeah, right.
He doesn't even.
Yeah.
He doesn't. You don't exist to him.
Yeah.
Right.
If the lottery is difficult, insurmountable, being Donald Trump is impossible.
Yeah.
Because he's just the guy I wanted to be. Like, oh, you wanted to be born with lots of money.
Yeah,
in
you
order
wanted to
to
have your
Which is why
dad give you $40 million.
Which is
and
why
turn
you live in a
25.
double wide and have two unmatching shoes.
I know I've
Like,
seen some really nice double wides, and who cares about if the shoes match?
I don't-
all right?
I don't.
We're not trying
I
to
think that person-
disenfranchise the people who listen to the show. All 50 of them.
I think that person should kind of like
Yeah.
look at it from a different lens, but they don't. They just kind of say, "I want to be that guy, rich like that guy."
the unexamined Trump.
What's some sort of socialist lens?
Yeah.
That's
On the plus
bullshit.
side, though, those people don't vote, so that's cool.
Sadly, they do.
Yeah.
I mean, these
On that
swing
side, they
states.
do, yeah.
I'm sorry,
Maybe
like
this
these swing
time
states,
they
fucking
might.
Florida and Ohio and all these other states. Like, Jesus, that's actually who are controlling the vote. in electoral college.
Because
You
a
know?
white dude can walk into any voting poll or polling place or whatever with like a slice of unopened craft single, and he's able to vote. Like that's his registration
Shut
my
up.
card.
yeah.
In a
you know?
voting booth, you're able to do much, much more.
That's the yeah. Not that voting booth, not the TM at the end, but like the actual official voting booth. But it really depends on whether or not we're going to be a happy company or not.
That's right.
Now, you bring up a really good point there, that Florida being one of the really swing in key states in the past. But
Florida should be of no importance to anyone
Oh,
ever.
dear.
yeah, what I was going with, before we started recording, we were going through the Florida Man Reddit.
Yeah.
Isn't that proof enough that we should just not let
Discount
Florida
everything.
vote at all?
Like, actually, like, let them all vote.
Yeah,
but
can
then
we
just
just-
fucking burn them all. Like, not
Yes.
the people, the
Yeah.
votes,
Shit off.
then burn the people.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, clearly you guys don't know how to not live your life like being eaten by a gator.
Yeah.
While hiding from the cops.
Like, I hate to generalize, but that fucking state is fucking crazy.
yeah,
like-
even
I know
even
you say
if-
you hate to, but didn't that feel good?
God, it's just what everyone's thinking.
Well, no, but it's not what everyone's thinking. There's actual like
Trump Lauer 2016.
empirical proof.
Yeah.
Like honestly, at Photodecks, on the phones at Photodecks, there was always those specific callers, the super duper crazy ones. And
Yeah.
guess where they all reside?
Fucking Florida, dude.
Florida.
What was there's actually a bit here in a local Austin radio show. So it was the John Hodgman halftime hour or whatever, where it was like, I think the bit was like serial killer or headline from Florida, or it was like,
Oh, sure.
and they would
Oh,
read
yeah.
the headline
Sure.
was this person from Florida, or was this person a fucking serial killer, or was it Nazi Germany? It was like it was like, nope, sorry, Florida.
It's always
They're always
Florida.
It's always fucking Florida.
Well, like Trump and Colbert, right? Like,
Yeah.
was this a quote from you, or was it a quote from? Oh crap!
It was Colbert just doing his character.
Colbert to Trump.
Yeah.
Is this a quote from you, Trump, or is it a quote from Charlie Manson?
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
remember that bit? Yeah,
Yeah.
And Trump got him 100%.
Yeah, he actually did get him right, which sucks.
Until one of them was like, I think it was neither was like Colbert making fun of
Making
Trump or
fun-
something.
yeah.
He got that. He knows who he is.
Or
But
maybe
that's the reason why he's the most dangerous, because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's a huge, yes, I am a piece of shit.
I will never say like I refuse to believe that he is a legitimately stupid man.
Oh yeah, we're not ignorant enough to.
I think arrogant though does work.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
Arrogant.
Yeah,
fits.
he is ludicrously arrogant, and he has a twisted vision of what life is like.
Yeah.
He's never looking at the middle class and lower.
No,
he doesn't. He would never have to consider. All he cares is that you come stay at my luxurious hotels and blah blah blah.
Yep.
Like that's all he's ever done, and that's all he will do. If he were super leader guy,
Well, and that was the reason why no one is taking him
He's going to do it
seriously.
regardless, but yeah,
So
super
no-
leader
yeah.
guy, just more impact.
That's the reason why everyone ignored him as a joke, because they thought that he's not gonna keep going. He's never kept going.
Because
All he wants
how
is that
could he
attention.
get this far?
Right.
I still
it's
feel
way
that
too late.
way.
It's way
Yeah.
too late for that.
Yeah, 'cause
Why?
he tried
why
last
do you
time, and
like think about
it
why
fizzled
do you
out.
even know his name?
Because he's the most luxurious brand in hotels.
Because Jesus, I want to stay
No,
every
I
place.
know
The
that when I want a
and-
steak knife, a steak or a vodka, I want Trump.
But I've never the times he's run for president before, I've never thought all right, so he's not running anymore, but I really want to stay at his hotels. Like I've never said I want to try his knives or his vodka. It's always been well, he's out. That's cool.
Well, no, again, it's a matter
For
of
him to actually try every time for some purpose that's going to help his name doesn't make any sense because he never talks about anything except for how great he is and
Yeah.
not I make the best hovercrafts, the hoverboards. They don't explode the first week. They're great. They're made of diamonds.
The only thing I can cut through 'em is my steak knives.
Right.
when every statement he has a series of asterisks. at
Yeah,
the end
exactly.
To
Yeah,
reference something like
70% of the businesses
But-
he's ever had failed.
Yep.
Like
He
miserably.
hits it like he spams the
Now-
fuck out of business.
now he
just
says otherwise.
He throws everything against the wall, and he sees what sticks, and then champions the shit out
That's
of all
right.
the things that succeed.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, those other ones, I had stupid people that worked for me."
yes.
Yes.
But the thing is, I find it.
Some of them are okay, but most of them are
Rubio.
Yeah.
Must-
Rubio.
We go back to it if we're still feeling it, but we have to take a break now, and we'll come back with more drunk house,
Dusty breaks, bitters, mix, bitter caps, split, witches, liquid on a packet.
which is pretty fascinating. I'm sure he hates it.
He hates it. No, he does. He hates it.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we breaks like damn, what a vibe. Woo! I got my old soul shoes tripping on his deep groove.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Segment 3, the Fight 3. I don't know if we're actually going to talk about all the things we were just talking
Did
about. But I
we
really
all
wish-
just become angry white males?
Yes,
It's because we're toxic in general. You
Yeah.
know this. We know
Yeah.
this.
I was
It's
more
okay.
toxic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I see a lot of Britney Spears in you right now.
It's probably because I'm dancing.
So Lemmy died. That's a sad thing.
That is a
That is
sad
sad.
the
thing.
saddest thing.
I read his drummer posted public response saying Lemmy willed himself to die.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? Lemmy found out he had cancer. He said, and Lemmy decided he was going to die. Which, you know what?
Hashtag RIP Cocoa Puffs.
I think I shared. I can't remember the actual name of the group that's on Facebook. It's one of my favorite aside versions of Onions. People who try to do satire online usually forget that satire without a point is just a fucking lie. And this is one is Corrosion to Conformity was a band, but it was naming off of it so it was satire for metal news only, and it's mostly about Danzig.
It's kind of cool. Though.
Danzig
I kind of like the idea.
Danzig and Lemmy, it was
Yeah.
most of their jokes about how awesome Lemmy is and how terrible Danzig
is right.
Yeah.
And so after Lemmy died, he posts, he's like, God damn, I hope Danzig lives for at least another 10 years or my bit's done. But he reshared after Lemmy passed away, he's like, this is really sad, but it reminded me of this post, and it was Lemmy has double liver surgery, plays that night. Which is every
right.
part of how weird
He
it is.
actually played his own funeral.
Because he wanted to.
Yeah, because you can't keep a good Lemmy down because God. Yeah.
Dude.
Granted, for the sake of clarity, he was alive at the time of playing and then immediately died afterwards.
Oh yeah,
'cause-
he actually the outro was him falling into a casket.
Which in reality, that's
He was mostly
respectful.
PCP at that point.
It's
Is
a
the
great
point.
show.
Yeah.
He actually hasn't been alive for 5 years. It was the PCP just continue to push his body past the limits of human nature.
That's sad. And we almost got close to meeting Lemmy at some point because
Really?
Lemmy and
Lemmy loved Andrea.
Lemmy loved Andrea.
Yeah.
They would come into.
I saw the heart carved out in the bathroom.
That's probably not far from true, actually.
L Heart A. Yeah. No,
Forever.
they would come into for South by Southwest, right? They would come into
Yeah.
they come to Jackalope. They love Jackalope, and they would hang out with her and would try to keep forcing please
man.
come to backstage and come tonight. And she didn't show up, and they came back in and were
The next morning,
Yeah.
you did not come to our show.
Dude, as noted by his
like-
song called Redheaded Demon, I love you.
Redheaded Shrew. Oh, I miss you.
You're my devil, bitch. I'm gonna die soon.
It was so close to meeting some
Pretty cool, man.
I just appreciate the fact that Andrea, your girlfriend, had a wonderful Lemmy story.
Yeah.
And that
It's a really good one.
especially because it shows that he wasn't a piece of shit. He was just a rock and roll dude who he literally lived the life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Until death.
All the way to the end, man.
Two livers couldn't keep him down.
Livers couldn't keep it.
That's a shame. But
Yeah.
cheers up to him.
But he'll be missed,
Cheers.
man. You know, they probably only had like one decent song, but
Oh, sure.
that's irrelevant. It's more about the attitude. He was
Yes, he
a
was.
rock
He
and
was
roll.
an icon.
All right, so here's a question for you guys.
Gave me syphilis.
Oh,
Well,
congratulations!
what?
Man, God, can I
We all got Lemmy stories, right?
Can I
Everyone?
touch your
No?
penis?
It fell off years ago.
So the last 20
Haven't
years,
had that for years.
last 20 years, who was a celebrity that was their death was overplayed? That wasn't worth the pomp and circumstance.
You're
for
asking,
it.
uh,
I'm asking you
asking
guys.
the crowd.
Yeah.
A person whose death was horribly overplayed.
Yeah.
A celebrity death that got horribly overplayed, even though they didn't deserve.
What was that name? The girl who died in a plane crash. Aaliyah.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She had like one song and she
And it wasn't
died.
the reason because she told them to pack all her luggage, even though it was
On her
overweight.
private
And the
plane.
pilot was like, "It
It's
can't
overweight."
take the weight, Aliyah."
Yeah.
She's like, "Do it!" Crash in the
Yeah.
ocean.
Is that what happened? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hope that mink
Does that
jacket's
qualify?
working out for you.
That's a really good
That's
example.
about to go, I can't come up with anything, so I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
All right, next topic.
Okay. Moving on.
I was actually trying to think of someone who's not dead that they always reported death on. They're like, so and so died in the news today, even though they're not dead at all.
Why the fuck
Wilford Brimley's
Why
dead.
do people do that shit? Why every year there has to be like
Abe Vigoda is still alive.
17 Betty Whites, 13 Abe Vigodas.
Yeah.
Yep,
Why? Why do people want that? Because like it's a lot like the Facebook scams.
Because the crystal
Which aren't even
said-
scams. They don't go anywhere. It's like
Actually, us talking about it right now, we get $40 million from Mark Zuckerberg.
right. It doesn't make any fucking sense for someone to say like, "Oh, I hope people remember me." Who are you? No one knows who starts this shit. Like it was emails a long time ago. It was like, if you share this, then Bill Gates will give you some of his fortune. And like,
You mean that doesn't work? I'm still waiting on my
you're
check.
still waiting your check. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been sharing that 6 times a week
Yeah,
for
I've been
7
sharing and
years.
sending $40 every time. The Prince of Nigeria asks you to spend some money to make some money.
And
You do
that
it.
already, like, in its absurdity, makes more fucking sense than what happens on Facebook.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely,
Someone's
yeah.
like, "Oh, well, yeah, Bill Murray died." Like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Why are you doing this?
No, I didn't, said Bill Murray.
Why? Like, why the fuck are we
Zombie Bill Murray.
kind of going back to the universe we live in? Why the fuck is Snopes reporting on Onion articles?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Why does Snopes have to have an article about that SeaWorld didn't actually take their orcas and
too
put
many
them in
people
plastic
fucking
bags while they're cleaning
and
their tank?
It goes back to what Adam was talking about with marketing. People who will market like fucking Onion articles as if they're real, and people are like, "Jesus, that's crazy." You know?
There's a,
Yeah,
there's
to
a,
what benefit?
clickbait.
It's so
Just
weird.
There's a
clickbait.
subreddit of people mistaking Onion articles for
I actually,
reality.
I do. I'm super entertained by people who are like, "Good, Obama's dead." Jesus, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, to answer your question, to what benefit? To make fun of those people?
Yeah, kind of.
To troll them?
I hope so.
We hear-
that's
we
Poe's
hear-
law. Poe's law is very important right now. Like I didn't need to know Poe's law until I started seeing the
I'm not-
crazy shit that's happening.
I'm not familiar with Poe's law.
Poe's law is at some point something becomes so ridiculous it must be a lie or it must be a prank.
Okay.
When someone says, like, and I've said this before on the show, like, if you met a person who said something so outlandish, you think maybe I'm the idiot because you can't be that stupid.
Right, that's fair.
But Poe's law is like, if you say to me, like, oh, you know, OJ shot himself in the head while he was in prison at some point, like,
Right.
and I say, like, is that satire or is it you? Are you a liar? I don't.
Are you reporting the news?
right.
Are you
How did he
reporting
get
the
a gun?
news?
Yeah.
Are you from Fox News?
I mean, so yeah,
Okay.
we're living in this place where we have to like us people who are paying attention, more people hopefully who are paying attention should be so critical that they're miserable. You know?
That it just stops the machine from being like cognizant. Like, it's like, fucking crunch through every dumb booger and rock
Right.
you throw my way. Like,
That's how you kill the gods, son.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
That's probably why we drink so much.
But like, isn't that the purpose of like news?
That's why I
it's to
do
like
it.
vet out true stories and like
It used to
people
be.
take from like viable sources that are totally unadulterated or uninfluenced by people who have money, so we actually can like trust a source. But now we have to not
Except
trust
the
any
only people
source.
doing news,
Yeah.
like independently without actually any funding whatsoever are like
On C-SPAN, or not C-SPAN.
tinfoils on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're doing public access shows.
right. And it's like they had a
Like
point.
Alex Jones,
Yeah.
that little guy, that
Yeah.
little plucky
You mean-
guy who's not rich at all, who will never get anything in his life because he's on ACAC. Oh shit!
Yes, he's
He was
ludicrously
fucking
rich.
weekly.
I want to meet that dude. You guys, if you could get him on the podcast,
I'm pretty sure we get him podcast
dude,
pretty
because
quickly.
I think he's
not
great.
listens to any of our other episodes where we.
Oh, you know
trash
he
talk
doesn't
him.
do his research.
Oh,
He's got the proof right here.
I've got a briefcase full of shit in my trunk.
Man,
right
he
there.
is gonna. He is.
It's all ayahuasca.
If you ever come on the show, be like, guys, you're worried about this, but World War III's happening right now.
That show would only be one mic, and it would be the Alex Jones show.
No, it'd be two mics because I would repeat everything he said
Yeah.
in his own voice, and
Oh,
he wouldn't
God.
even notice. He'd be like,
Dude, Alex Jones.
That's a really good echo.
Alex
That's
Jones
a
would be
great echo.
Alex
I
Jones.
love that echo. Yeah, Alex
Oh,
Jones.
dude, you put a delay on my voice. Fucking amazing.
AJVAJ.
Now it's truth and art.
Did we
fair
talk?
and balanced. Yeah.
It's fair and balanced.
So, Alex, tell me about your best friend. He's an MMA fighter, I think. Oh, well, let me tell you, Alex.
Like I'm pretty sure we
Joe
one,
Rogan and I are really good friends.
didn't we like at some point talk about how he had bat wings that he would fly out of dawns?
Yeah, there's a whale in the distance. Alex Jones, you can fly?
Reporting live from the whale. This is Alex Jones.
Actually, guys, this sounds fucking incredible. Let's do this.
So this is
Okay.
why I'm a fan of him coming on the show.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, even the worst thing that we can ever do to
How do I get
ourselves. Oh,
Alex,
shit.
Alex,
Get the broom. Get the broom.
the government put up these barriers.
You get the plastic right here.
That's how he plants those red flags on top of buildings. He flies up there.
Yeah. Yes. That's my point. It's like everything that could be miserable could also be really absurd.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you can go into a place, a social place where you just don't want to be, and just have a good time hating it.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's a fucking weird time to live, man.
Yeah.
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 How do I stay positive out of this? How is one supposed to stay
Don't
positive?
worry. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You have a brand new baby.
Oh, you mean a huge vulnerability in the side of my hull? Cool. Because I spent all these years armoring up for the apocalypse. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, let's introduce a fucking child.
Sweet.
Yeah, you will be so distracted from having to worry about anything but that.
Baby zombie sirens. Yeah, that's the best thing.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fucking in that. What's the show? Where they board up and they hoard all the food and they have the guns. What's that show they had?
Doomsday Preppers.
Doomsday Preppers?
I'm pretty sure that seems pretty viable.
But that
Those
show-
guys are starting to make sense.
I'm just afraid of people. I'm just afraid. I don't think a super volcano's doing shit. I'm afraid of people. I'm afraid of cis white gender men. I'm afraid of transsexual
Sure.
black people. I'm afraid of everyone.
I'm in my basement because no one opened the door for me. Like, I can't be on Twitter right now. I gotta fucking get down to my trigger
Well, I
safe
can't-
basement.
Exactly right.
In your safe
No, I
space.
made this. I made this room so I don't get triggered by anything.
Yeah, yeah.
How in the fuck are you supposed to raise a child to that? I don't get it.
I mean, like the Doomsday Preppers is a very good example of Poe's law. Like I know I know it's a show. I know those are humans on it, but they gotta be actors, right?
No. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's actually just
It's
people
all
who
about
are.
how optimistic you can be.
No,
The two
no.
greatest things. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
The two greatest things that happened on that show was one of the guys was teaching like one of his 13 or like 4 of his 13 fucking kids or whatever how to shoot guns and be gun safe and whatnot, and blew his fucking thumb off on the show, and they kept it.
Nice.
Like
I really want to see that one.
wonderful. Season 2,
Nice.
I'm in.
go for it.
No, my
It's called the episode's called Dumb Shit.
Oh, and then the second one was like the big huge fat
Schmitz.
guy.
Dumb Schmitz.
Like there's this enormous dude. He had the setup and he had this plan and whatnot, and like the Discovery Channel guys were just making him do stuff, and then eventually got all of his shit taken away,
What?
and he got committed.
nice.
Well, I think a lot of those because, and I've heard this bit
They're
before.
assholes.
I've heard this bit before where it's like, oh yeah, I want to take care of my family. I want to do all this stuff. So I got just in case something happens, I'm gonna store this food. I'm gonna renewable water. Blah blah. Blah. I'm like, this guy seems pretty good. He's like, because the super volcano and the black people are gonna be here in 2017.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
he's schizophrenic.
To your point, it's not actors, and it's just pure capitalism at its best.
Well, right.
Because there are
In what way?
companies
In what
who
way?
are selling to those people, making millions of dollars,
Like Alex Jones.
on their idiocy, on their idiocracy.
Where like
Yes.
Alex Jones's periodical, the Truth Wars. No, what is it called?
Infowars.
Infowars.
Yeah.
Infowars is a weekly periodical.
It's the most brilliant marketing I've ever
I
seen.
read it
in my
every
life.
week.
It's like there's 3 articles of like 70 pages. There's only 4 pages of article, and the rest of are ads for like smart.
How to buy gold.
Yeah.
And,
Like,
Iodine tablets
straws
for
that can
purification.
drink through pee and
Right.
like
Yeah.
everything that the
Night vision goggles.
food insurance.
That's right. Food
insurance.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
I'm
It's a
pretty
real-
fucking sure in an apocalypse, food insurance doesn't matter anymore.
Food insurance is a plan for.
that office is closed.
so sorry. It was never legitimate.
I'm sorry, your policy just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You didn't read it closely
I'm
enough.
We're
pretty
all
sure.
running from the super volcano.
Like we know when the postal service shuts down, I'm pretty sure you can't write into the post or the food insurance to be like, by the way, I did not get my bushel of tomatoes.
It's a large anthropomorphic moose that has a button you press. Like, sorry guys, your food insurance is denied.
Closed for 3 weeks.
I hope you have a great day, though.
Punch.
Fact your claim.
Please ride your claim in a buggy to California.
Jet fuel don't melt steel beams.
I think jerk
Jones.
curtains would still be good.
Yeah.
I could see jerk curtains in a Mad Max universe. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Do you see food insurance, Mad Max? I think not.
food
Here's the
insurance.
story.
Food insurance is like it's C's and it's also like MREs and like it's literally they call it food insurance because it's so weird that people are like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like
It should be called food assurance. It's different. It's totally fucking different. It means you have food.
Yeah.
Like, but you can't like. Insurance means like your food gets stolen by a fucking set of bandits,
And then someone pays
you know,
for it,
and
yeah.
someone like
Yeah.
either pays for it or gives you more food.
Guys,
that
here's the story.
doesn't exist.
my
Bombs
Taco
are
Bell.
falling. The bombs have fallen. The place is destroyed. Everywhere, destroyed. Wasteland. Emerges our hero from his jerk curtain. Right there in the middle of a boulevard in New York or
Doughy,
something.
gooey, doesn't even know the apocalypse happened.
Spent.
It's just upset that his Wi-Fi went out. That's it.
South Park did it.
Yeah.
He's just upset that the Wi-Fi at Wiener Schnitzel went out.
Yeah.
Turns out there was an apocalypse. Wiener Schnitzel signal was the last to go.
Isn't that the plot of I Am Legend? I don't know. I never saw it.
Shh. I'm Quentin Tarantino this.
Son of a bitch. Food insurance.
Food assurance.
With a fucking dome like that, dude, he would make it through the apocalypse just headbutting people.
Speaking of taking the word insurance and adding a different letter to it, insurance, assurance, esurance. You guys read this? I think this is
I read it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice segue.
So apparently, the esurance company. Remember when esurance first came out? It was like the online insurance company where you print out your
and they
things.
had Aaron Esurance, the
Aaron
super hot.
Esurance.
What does it do? I'm sorry, I don't know.
They had a cartoon mascot who was she was a spy. She was like kind of
Big
sexualized,
titty,
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
leather pants.
red hair, I think, whatever.
I'm sorry, I get triggered.
Pink hair, specifically.
Pink hair, excuse me. They stopped using her as a mascot because of a thing called Rule 34.
Rule 34.
Where Rule 34 is that porn exists of it. And because she was so hot, the internet made so much porn of her that 90% of Google searches came up with porn instead of the actual company.
And I'm just, more than anything else, I'm surprised I haven't heard of this company.
I mean, they still exist, but like they don't have a mascot anymore because she got railroaded a butt.
That's how you sell.
It's a fast market. ABC, right? Always be
That's how they got me. That's how they got me into food insurance.
Always be cocaine.
Always be champless. Let's go ahead and take our next break, and we'll come back and do our toast.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till he breaks like
Well, they're gonna hate it.
no soul shoe tripping on his deep groove. And the night's new, what a feeling, what a nice mood. A bam boom rock, we're here to rock you. It's like damn, what a vibe. Woo. I got my own soul.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Hey!
Living La Vida Ewok.
There we go. Yeah. Inside Out.
Yeah.
Segment 4, the
Four.
Nope. The Fantastic Four. We have shots in front of us, and we're going to have a toast segment.
We're going to do these shots.
What are these shots about?
Who's toasting?
Matt Lauer.
Who's
Matt
toasting?
Lauer's
torching?
little
Who's
baby.
torching?
We want
I
to toast.
really don't have anything prepared.
How about to Matt
Allow
Lauer's-
me to pull out my scroll. Alex Jones is here, everyone.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Just good being out, being good to hang
It's
out
good
with
to
you
see you
guys.
again. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
The first time Matt Lauer's been allowed to leave the house in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. Sort of.
Not allowed. Like I understand that. Like
Actually, you know what?
Allowed for
It's
not work
it's not a
purposes.
matter of somebody else not allowing you. It's a matter of like you can't.
Yeah.
When
It's
I
really-
when I was
I would agree
born,
with that.
I was 6 months. I didn't see you guys.
I wouldn't even say like.
I wasn't trying to use allow as a permissionary thing.
I wasn't even going to say that can't either. Like I think it's like if all of your bravado of having a good time. Like I know you really care about the kid and you care about Katie.
of course,
you
yeah.
know?
Absolutely.
And so your big struggle is trying to not overextend when you can do a thing, and also say like no, but I like making sure that my wife and my kid don't
Yeah,
get
and I mean,
murdered.
You
by-
are somewhat, and not to go back to segment number one, but you are somewhat limited in the amount of things you can do as a male when you're the mother of your child has a child, and
Yeah.
so you want to be there for those things. Hopefully, if you're
You gotta
decent,
help
if
out.
you're a
You-
decent human being, you want to jump in because there's a lot of sitting around and waiting things out. Like there's a whole lot of time. It's not like you're just like constantly changing shitty diapers or whatever else. What
Right.
it is, it's a whole lot of sitting and waiting for cries,
Right, and trying to
finding where you can help out and
and
fit in.
trying to work how to figure the fuck out. Like because your parents didn't prepare you for that.
No, and what you find out
No,
what
'cause
you-
they were so
what-
miserable.
Because nobody
what you-
prepared them.
What you do
Like,
find out really quick is you don't know shit.
No.
And like it's
No
there's
baby
no
book.
and,
You
there's,
are
and
in.
like and they'll tell you all through the. I mean, there's some prep in the sense that you have the 9 months or maybe 8 months by the time you find out that your lady's pregnant, or she finds out she's pregnant to kind of figure out and get yourself mentally prepped. And that time is necessary. I don't understand people who are like, I didn't even know I was pregnant. Baby's here.
Oh,
but
sure.
There's
Yeah.
there's time to get mentally prepared, but that is literally like the tip of the iceberg because a lot of stuff happens that you realize like it's just all oh shit moments.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like you spend the first, at least for me, the first week, you spend the entire time. Are they breathing?
Yeah.
Like, am I laying in bed? I'm trying to catch a fucking couple of winks because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And I heard a gargle, which babies gargle
Yeah.
all the time. And you're like, was that a death rattle? and you fucking get up with your phone and you shine your fucking halogen light in their face, and then they wake up and they're upset and you're fucked for 5 hours. you know?
Yeah, sure.
That is literally like it's this fucking trial and error, and no wonder. Like,
Right, and you have to figure all that shit. Like
Oh,
when you
man.
start, the vaccination's done, blah blah blah, and you start going out in the world again. You're like super excited. Yeah, you're fucking super excited until you remember, like you recall as you're out there
Yeah.
in, I don't know, Taco Bell trying to change this kid,
Yep.
and you realize you forgot goddamn everything.
yeah, like I'm sorry,
And-
I'm gonna have to use my shirt as a wipe.
yeah,
Which means a lot for a feathered deity like your daughter.
Yeah,
like
right.
Quetzalcoatl.
my tiny Ewok.
but it's true. Like all of a sudden, like, and then like you get home, and the next thing that you think is like, I'm never going out again. This is bullshit.
Yeah, it's too hard.
It's
It's just
I
too
gotta
fucking
remember
hard.
way too much. This bag, I gotta carry a fucking.
And I will
purse.
say this:
Jesus.
I'm living somewhat in a fantasy bubble right now. It's this time warp bubble, and you understand it once it happens. I had no clue about what it meant, but literally, like, I'm fortunate enough to be able to take time off work for a little bit over a month and spend time with my family. But like, my house has been this
Excellent.
weird fucking time warp
Yeah.
where it's like.
Yeah.
We went to the hospital. This thing happened. There's a bunch of people visiting. There's meals being delivered. There's all this help.
Yeah.
But like, you don't have a sense of real time, and all you do is worry about what happens when
Exactly.
real life starts again.
Yeah.
And so like,
couldn't-
I'm
you
in
get
this
that
weird.
little baby monitor,
Oh, dude.
and it's just like it's right there, and you never sleep again. Like you're trying your best, and you're so tired. But
That's
like,
good.
They stretch, like they even like they move or they stretch, and you're like, fuck, it's waking up. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like,
And it-
and, like,
like-
well, besides, I'm ignoring the fact he said it's, but like, I think it's important.
funny to
Oh,
me.
yeah, sure.
And it works really well.
But I appreciate the fact, especially like we don't know any people who are like, oh yeah, this has been great. Like I got all the sleep I needed. Don't talk to
No
my
one will
wife
ever
as
say that
often.
part. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, because you
Especially
care.
not on the first,
You truly
never.
fucking care about whether or not it's going to die.
And it's
you
so
know?
new. And it's so new. Like,
Yeah.
the whole thing is new. It's nuisance of, like,
Yeah.
love and all the things that people are going to say.
Right.
Well, I mean, aside from the chemical side of it, but this is
Those
just
the things.
the general survivability
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
our human race of saying this is a thing that I'm born and I want this thing to grow up, and no matter even if I want to run away from it, just go to the first stripper I can find and like bury my bosom into.
This sounds perfect. Where are the tickets?
I'll pay twice.
You would still play.
You walk out.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you, man. And like the best way I've been able to explain it for me, because like I love playing video games, and I knew coming up to this, my wife was worried about like the amount of video games. I knew that was kind of like a point of
Congratulations,
unspoken-
your amount is 0.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
knew that. And I kind of knew that going into it. Like, so I say that preparatory time is key.
Yeah.
But like, the only way I can explain it personally for me was that the volume on everything else that's extraneous in my life, whether it be work or video games or hanging out at bars or doing all that stuff that I love and I love doing, it seems like it's just been muted to some degree to where like I don't care about that. That guy's going the wrong fucking way. Hey, dumb
every day.
shit.
2 vans passing
Sorry.
in the night.
I know this is not playing a podcast, but I almost saw a fucking head-on
Yeah,
collision.
no.
You fucking idiot. So my baby can be on that car. Is like it just seems like everything's a bit muted. Like I have time to play video games. I still have time to this day to play video games.
Of course.
I'm not playing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's just because like I
You
just
take one look around you at all the shit you haven't done.
Yeah.
That isn't baby
Yeah.
related and go, oh my god, this place is a horror show.
yeah.
well,
And
sure.
there's this trepidation too, like, oh man, what's it gonna be like when I go back to fucking working a bunch? And
It'll change in like
and
a
it will,
year.
and it will. I think that too is like
Home
it's a
Away
learning
can
curve.
probably-
Because when you first had your kid, could you fucking change a diaper in the 0.6 seconds you got to the point of doing
Fuck
later?
No.
Yeah,
No, it was a horror show.
you're just
It was
like
terrible.
I literally, my baby took its first shit, and I was like, ugh. That's fucking awful.
Wait till they start
and I
eating
went-
solid food.
And my brain went, don't touch that. As my hand reached directly into it,
wet paint sand.
yeah, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing because I literally grabbed a turd, like going, don't do that. It's like
And your
black
brain's
tar,
screaming
and I was
at
like,
you.
"Ja,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
that
know what
first
I'm
one,
doing."
That very first one. Oh my god, what is that's insanity?
Yeah, fucking weird, dude.
That's the rest of the body.
That's
like, giving
Cthulhu.
up. Yeah,
that's like
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
That drives you to
Yeah,
madness.
like you're on the edge of this fucking dreary river. It's like, don't jump in the river. It's like, I won't jump in, but it's calling me.
That's what that song "Go Chasing Waterfalls" is about, actually.
Is that a TLC?
Yeah,
I like
TLC,
that.
yeah.
I like me an acronym, and I like
And
me
you
a
know what?
song.
They were
It was
correct.
written right after they all 3 of them had kids. So,
They were correct. Don't
Yeah.
go chasing
Don't go
waterfalls.
chasing diarrhea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, waterfalls is a nice metaphor for diarrhea.
yeah. You're telling me.
Yeah, when that actually happens, like I don't know, the utter feeling of powerlessness that you will experience coming up.
Or panic. Panic is a good one too. Panic.
Yeah, that's
and
gonna happen.
uselessness,
but
they're
what I mean
bits.
is like you can panic about your kid being sick, sure, but that's not gonna fix it. So you start, and actually the simplest one is this: it's like kids bitching. Kid won't go to sleep. Kid's bitching. You take the kid outside. Kid immediately passes out.
Yep.
Dad win. You put the kid in the thing. You get a couple hours of sleep, feed, everything's back to normal, right? That motherfucker will not work tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, they don't
Yeah.
care after that. You have to
That's a moving target.
constantly
Moving target.
come up with a new thing every time and hope to God it works.
Yep.
And that's
There's no semblance of like a schedule right now.
no, not yet.
And that's
It
a time
gets-
warp, and that's a time
but
warp,
That
yeah.
gets better. That
Yep.
that gets. There are
It
things they
gets
start.
better. This
That's
this,
right.
this
It
helps.
gets
It gets
better.
better. It does. It does. I know it will.
It does.
Cheers,
But
guys.
Cheers
Yeah.
to new
Cheers to
dad.
I know. I know. I
dad.
know. Too much baby talk. I know.
And to your lovely wife.
No, like
New
She did a lot of work.
parents.
it's easy also to reduce it to just baby talk, but it's like this is it's a big deal.
I just don't understand how I didn't realize it was such a big thing until I had one of my own, and that just makes me a selfish
Nobody does.
fuck.
Nobody. Your parents fucking didn't.
Well, I mean-
when they shit you out.
And left me in the Ewok village.
And you know what? Those Ewoks weren't prepared either.
They weren't either.
Which is why you are who you are today.
I mean,
Adios míos.
those motherfuckers could dance though.
Adios míos. Adios.
Oh, yub nub.
Is there anything we missed this week that we want to cover?
Cosby?
Cosby? I mean, aside from Cosby, because it's just we've reached a fever pitch where
yeah,
now
Cosby's in trouble. The end.
So
Yeah.
I know charges finally got brought against him. I don't know the depths of what that
he
means. or-
he is
Although that
arraigned.
video of him being walked from the car and
To the Cosby.
to the Cosby theme.
yeah,
It was
really
the
funny.
McFerrin version, too.
yeah.
Throwing Jello into the crowd.
Yep.
I'm just gonna dance with my hands up on my chest.
Jello.
You have to look you have to look to the heavens. Like hopefully
Look the
God
heavens
won't.
and have a
Yeah.
goddamn seizure. I mean, to me, dude, if that fucker is the serial rapist of all time. I hope that fucker gets convicted. I hope I hope it's not just an arraignment. I hope he gets fucking convicted.
Of course, yeah.
Hope he gets convicted and rots in hell. However, it's like, let's let the fucking courts decide. However, I'm
Yes.
super
Yes.
jaded because of the documentary I just watched, which is The Making of a Murderer, which everyone's been watching lately.
I've heard great things. Have not seen it.
Oh, it's
I
so
haven't
good.
seen it either.
But I'm super fucking jaded, and I don't believe in anyone.
broke something in my
scratch that,
mind.
burn him.
Did you watch The Jinx too?
I watched the Cheeks too.
Okay, yeah.
Jeez, both those were really good.
I've not seen that one either.
I wanna see
Dude,
that.
I love the docu-series.
Yeah.
it turns
Is that
out.
on? What is that on?
that was HBO.
I've seen The Jinx. Oh, we watched it on YouTube actually for Christmas. We were
Oh.
driving up to Huntsville
Fine.
and watched most of it.
YouTube.
Nice,
It's,
it's hard
it's only
watching.
six. It's only 6 episodes, right? Like it's,
Yeah,
like, it's pretty
Jinx is
simple.
not, but they're nice and long. The Making of a Murderer's Netflix special, or
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
on
I've seen that one on.
and apparently only watching the documentary.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen it.
Dude,
what I
do yourself a
understand-
favor and get depressed because it is fucking.
Already 2 steps ahead of you, buddy.
What I understand
We
is
watched on Christmas Day, and I was like, at the end, I was like, "So, Katie, do you mind if I shoot myself?" It's fucking awful. Sorry. man.
excellent. I learned a little bit more the
So
rich
that's okay that-
tapestry of your relationship.
Yeah, Travis doesn't like that kind of humor, but I do. So
By the way, poop, suicide, poop. Are you in? Are you in, Adam? We have our own podcast now.
Poop right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, Travis. I didn't mean to bum you
Oh
out.
no! I bring up Jinx as a thing. We'll have a conversation because of spoilers and things, and a friend of mine who no one really truly knows except for me and maybe biblically.
Friend of yours.
No, he does not know Ron Workman. No one knows.
I know Ron Workman, but I don't. I know of Ron Workman.
The legend of Ron Workman.
I have no desire to know Ron Workman.
Yeah.
Sorry,
He
Ron.
sounds fascinating.
Oh man, he's great.
I'm just kidding. We'll probably meet eventually, and I'll punch you.
A lot.
'Cause you won't eat avocado, you fucking child.
No, like he hadn't had a fruit since until like 2 years ago. Like
How
he
do you
was-
avoid scurvy?
Mountain Dew. He drank a lot of Mountain Dew and ate a bunch of.
This goes back to the soft food you were talking
Yes.
about.
That motherfucker works in maritime law, dude. Like,
How do you avoid
Oh
scurvy?
man, I wish it was that simple. He's such a weird, complex dude.
Mountain Dew is a fruit, though, right? How else do they get that delicious juice?
through Mountain Dew? I just said that.
A Mountain Dewberry.
Mountain Dewberry. It tastes like Mountain Dewberries. Dreamers of dreams.
Such a fascinating natural color.
Come to the end of the show. I want to say, Adam, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
thank you for having me. As always, I love you. Both,
Do you have anything
all
you
of
want to shout out to, or a thing you've liked enjoying recently? Consumable.
No. Actually, Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
That's nice. Matt Lauer.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys. Catch me on Pound Ewok. Also catch my family on Pound Ewok Village.
At Pound D Walk Village.
That's right,
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Fucking some racy content if you guys want to check it out. It's
Woo!
hilarious. Yeah. No, is there anything you, during the time that you've had your child, that you were like, everyone wants to check this thing out? Or any time that you know that people haven't checked it out? Like,
Just buckle down, find you a docu-series, get depressed.
yeah.
That's right.
That's where it's at.
Get on with life.
And just drudge through it and then find out how terrified you are at everything.
Murder porn docuseries. Yes.
all I got.
Circle of
That's all I
life.
Circle of death. Dylan, anything for you?
No, I think it's been said already.
Great.
Oh, fuck you, Dylan.
Again, thank you, Adam, for coming to hang out with the show.
You're welcome.
Matt Lauer, thanks for coming back to the show. We
Appreciate it,
miss you a lot.
guys.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
very much.
Dylan, thanks for helping me run the show.
Of course.
And if you like the show, if you want to know about the show, you can go to Drunkcast Live. That's drunkcastlive.com. We have an entire web presence, which 2.550 universe, where you can do some stuff. You can 412-440-7468. That's 412-440-SHOT. That's a phone number where you can text or call if you like or hate us.
Or remember what phones are.
Or hate liking us, or hate not hearing your voice on something. We will listen to your voice, and we'll put it on the show, and we will listen to it.
We'll read your tweets.
We'll read your tweets.
Or your emails.
At Drunkcast Live on Twitter. We're at Drunkcast Live on Facebook. We're in the Stitcher Store. We're eventually going to be in the Google Play Store. We're on iTunes, of course. If you like iTunes, if you have a favorite podcast app, we're on that too. Don't be an idiot. Just search for us. And I'm sorry for calling you an idiot. I think that's it. And I think that was it. We're back on action. Everything we're hearing right now is going to be at time in real time. So we'll see you next week.
Yay!
Bye.
Podcast responsibly. Yep.
Lesbian sound, you getting bumped down, happy and sound, you getting to let you know what the deal is.
Because we're American, we're exceptional, and it's all about us.
Well, and we also said all that. That was actually a direct quote.